In 1962, Memphis, Tennessee, a new baby girl makes her way into the world. Her parents excited, her siblings in the awe of silence. Expecting doctors celebrates with joy. In a time where the color of that baby's skin continued the fight to blend in.
I was 4 years old when the protest came, Dr. King. And I hadn't started school yet, but my brothers and sisters, everybody else in school. I'm out there playing, all of a sudden my daddy woman called me in the house April 4th. And all of a sudden, we know what's going on, cause my dad and where my mom, my grandma went at that, she was trapped on the bus. Y'all get in here right now. Give me that. Know my older sister, when I was little, they used to whoop us and all that. Get in here right now. Y'all don't know what's happening. Ain't no back down the King. I was 4 years old. And so we ran in there. I don't think I remember seeing a lot of police circling the street trying to find this guy that, I'm talking about, whoever did that. He was somewhere. They had a tip that James L. Ray was somewhere hiding out in North Memphis, somewhere. That's all I know. You know what I'm talking about? That's all I heard, because I was real little. I ain't knowing about Dr. King. I was 4 years old. Then when I learned about Dr. King, who he was and who he stood for, the blacks. It made it hard to go to school with a whiteboard, sit next to a whiteboard, a desk, and all that. It is real. He the one, you know what I'm talking about, started the blacks thing. You know what I'm talking about, and all that old stuff. He trying to make it better for the blacks, so white folks start hate on what I was taught. My dad and mom took us to church every 3 days a week. Sunday all day and Wednesday and Friday nights. Yeah, all week, and all the way up till we got like 15 or 16. So he said, y'all on y'all own, y'all can go what y'all want to and all that. But I was raised up in church. Church don't got a little crowd, all the churches I know of. They don't got a little crowd, and they trying to get close to God, cause Revelation said the world is coming to the end. So I don't think I know God said be ready when you come and sing.
Not only did race play a part, the economy of Memphis also took a hit. In the 1960s, a lot of businesses in Memphis was booming. I'm talking about with full growth, especially in the North Memphis area. You can see some of the remnants of the warehouse you can see behind me is still here from back in that time. So you can imagine how when things started happening and everything, the business started leaving, and a lot of racial tensions after Martin Luther King had got killed in North Memphis.
Firestone was here back in the 70s when I was raising up, and a lot of folk worked there. It was real jobs here then. And International Harbor was him back then in the 70s. I remember that I know that much. They had a lot of jobs then. And it's another plant, them Danatone, Hunco, something like them Danatone out there. They had a lot of folk. And, you know what I'm talking about, and all of a sudden, for as I can remember back in the 70s, as it come to the 80s, they start shutting down one by one, and they don't know, maybe money-wise or a recession, but everything that started leaving, Firestone left, International Harbor left, and tissue paper, the company on Danatone, they left.
And it took a while for the city to get booming. But once the city started booming, it was no stopping. And we got over a lot of hurdles. The racial divide, mostly. The economy, mostly. A lot of projects that was run down, a lot of poverty, upgraded to middle class. And the public housing kind of looked like driving Miss Daisy neighborhood, if you will. So At one point, it was rough in the 60s and the 70s, and another point, things started changing. Changes, like adding another branch to the family tree.
Okay, after Rico was born, and he got out of the hospital, and by being a boy, everybody was so happy and glad. Who we? When we gonna see him? So, his mother, also my sister, brought him over to the big family house over there, in my little hood, on my now, knowing my now, so lapa, knowing my now, when I raised up there. And everybody thought, let me hold him. No, yeah, he was a little, boy, fit old boy, you don't know.
They said I was a big baby, a fat baby. In fact, they called me Fats. Well, my granddaddy called me Dr. Fats. My auntie called me Fats. Like Fat Burger, but Dr. Fat Burgers. Little did they know, Dr. Fats would become Dr. Streets, but only for a temporary position.
Rico mama told us, I think told Canadian, I ain't know about them techniques. Told us, look up on the bed and see what they did. And my nephew, my other nephew, I ain't gonna he found it and said it's a Tech-9. It was loaded. And you know what I'm talking about. I said, I don't know nothing about it. He didn't know what to do with it. I think your mom said, we don't want it in my house and all that. You know what I'm talking about. So Canil did something with it. I don't know. Cause he went on after that. I had left and went on dropping y'all. And I guess a couple days later, he said he did something with it. I don't know. Rico had got out of jail. And Rico had came across a car. And Rico picked me up, 2 or 3 times. And Rico said, oh, what's up? He see me come from the store or come from walking down the street toward Grandma's house. And Rico said, what you want to do? They're going to make some money. So we did this and that. I joined the crowd. I joined the crowd. You know what I'm talking about. By me being broke, so I said, let's go. He said, get in and blah, blah, blah. So, like I said, I raised up with Rico. We did everything. And before Memphis was booming to the point what it is now, even though it ain't like what it was, if that makes sense, it was kind of, what did you say, sad. I'll tell you, when Rico got out of jail, he just got wild and crazy. And all of a sudden, grandmama, she held her head down. And please, don't let him, God, please, take care of him, shelter him. Don't let him get killed. That's my grandson, all that. Yeah. I was right there at the table watching. Her granddad was there too, listening to everything. She said she protected him, for real. Cause he was gone buck wild and right now I'm glad Rico is still living. I love him to death, just like my son. For real, they hang together and I'm praying for God for keep all of us together. Come on, hold us, man. We want to last long till we can. We not ready. God not ready for it yet.
If you're still alive today, that statement is true. And each and every last one of us go through an era like me and you. But the very details of that journey is processed from history. Some say the history of your bloodline. Others say the climate of your environment. One thing we can all agree on: your imagination is as high as the limit you set in the sky.
In those days, imagination was for the birds. Didn't really come into play. People wanted the reality, wanted things they could wish for, more than they did their imaginations. Jimmy wanted to be all types of things, and he would tell you in the heartbeat what he wanted to be, but yet he never really thought about them things. He was always in the moment, not about the future, not about the imagination.
Is it even possible to not use your imagination as a kid? Even if that was true for Jimmyrico, time presented itself to contradict that theory. It seemed that puberty invited alter egos over for dinner with the intention of discussing endless possibilities of the imagination. But what course did the imagination take? What provoked the imagination to go a certain route? Was it the influence of its environment? Was it the history of its bloodline? Or was it plain influence of TV culture? Do we go right? Do we turn left? Or do we walk ahead? Everyone who encounters life has the opportunity to experience it. Whatever the reason may be, it begins with a story. And this is the story of Jimmyrico Pigram. In To Rise in Christ.